Welcome to the immigration presentation by the International Student and Scholar Services. This video will give you some important information about the rules and regulations you must follow while studying in the U.S. on your F1 or J1 student visa. The subject matter in this video may be subject to change at any time. All international students are legally required to complete the orientation requirements provided by the International Student and Scholar Services. Please pay careful attention during this video and be sure to watch and listen until the very end. If you need to pause to take a break, look up a word you don't understand, or rewind the video to hear the information again, we strongly encourage you to do so at any time. The International Student and Scholar Services, or ISSS, is here to help you understand the rules and regulations of your student visa and to offer general support as you attend school. You can make an appointment to speak with one of our advisors whenever you have questions about your immigration status, finding resources on campus, or anything else. Even if we can't answer your question immediately, we can help you find the right person to help you. To make an appointment, meet with an ISSS immigration advisor, you can call our office at 801-581-8876 or visit our office in room 410 of the Union Building between 8 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. You must make an appointment in advance to speak with an advisor. Walk-in appointments are not permitted. ISSS advisors can help you navigate immigration policies and procedures. However, it is your responsibility to understand and follow all of the rules that allow you to stay in the United States. While your academic advisor, professors, family, or friends may give you advice about immigration, you should always consult ISSS before making decisions that can impact your visa. ISSS advisors are trained specifically to help students with F1 or J1 visas, and we will be able to give you the most correct and updated information about your immigration status. Let's go over a few things that will help you better understand the information in the rest of this video. Throughout this video, we will talk about things you can do to maintain status or be in status. But what does status actually mean? When you are maintaining status or in status, it simply means that you are following all immigration laws, U.S., state, and local laws, and university policies. When you are not maintaining status or you are out of status, this means that you are not following these laws and policies. Your SEVIS record, which is the government database that stores your immigration information, will reflect whether or not you are maintaining status. You want to be sure that you are always following the rules of your visa so that you can legally stay in the United States. Not following the rules and falling out of status can lead to serious consequences, which can include having to leave the U.S. in extreme cases. We strongly encourage you to follow the information in this video along with the counsel of your ISSS advisor to make sure you are able to remain in the U.S. and achieve your goal of receiving a degree from the University of Utah. We will mention e-forms a lot in this video, so let's go over what an e-form is. An e-form is an electronic form that you can use to input requests or notifications for ISSS. For example, you can use an e-form to notify us that you have moved to a different apartment or apply for work authorization. All e-forms are located in the UAtlas system, which you can access at any time through the ISSS website. There are a lot of eForms, so we recommend taking some time to look through all the eForm topics to get familiar with the available options. The main subjects we will discuss as they relate to your immigration status are academics, employment, reporting requirements, travel, biographical information, and program updates. Biographical information is information about you, such as your name, date of birth, or home address. ISSS is required by SEVIS and the University of Utah to always have your most current biographical information in our records while you are a student here. If you move to a different address, you must notify ISSS of your new address within 10 days of moving. You can do this by submitting an eForm on our website. Many students travel outside the U.S. during school breaks for vacations or to visit family back home. If you want to travel, you must always be sure that your immigration documents are up to date before you leave the U.S. Your I-20 or DS 2019 must be signed for travel by an ISSS advisor within 6 months before you plan to return to the U.S. Travel signatures take 1 business day to process, so please plan in advance. Your passport must also be valid for at least 6 months beyond your re-entry date to the U.S. Be sure that your passport is always valid by checking the expiration date, especially when you plan to travel. Your visa is like your ticket into the U.S., so it must also be valid at any time you want to enter the U.S. Your I-94 is a document that records the most recent date that you entered the U.S., and we recommend printing it each time you arrive in the U.S. If you plan to travel to Mexico, Canada, or a country in the Caribbean, please come speak with an ISSS advisor before you leave. There may be slightly different rules when you are traveling to these locations. It is very important to set up your official University of Utah email account, also known as your UMail. You should check your UMail every day for important messages from ISSS and other university departments. ISSS will only accept and send emails to your UMail. This helps us keep your identity and protected personal information secure. You can set up your UMail to forward messages to your personal email account, but still be sure to check your UMail often to avoid missing important information. Many negative situations can be avoided if you check and respond to ISSS emails in a timely manner.
Because you are here on a student visa, your main objective is to be a student. This means that you must be enrolled in classes full-time while you are here in the U.S. Not being enrolled full-time puts you out of status and can result in visa termination. Let's talk about what full-time and less than full-time enrollment means in more detail. There are slightly different enrollment requirements for undergraduate and graduate students. Let's first talk about undergraduate student requirements. For an undergraduate student to be enrolled full-time, they must be enrolled in at least 12 credits, 9 of which must be for on-campus classes. You can take additional online classes if you wish, as long as you are enrolled in at least 9 credits that require you to attend classes on the University of Utah campus. Graduate students have similar requirements. Graduate students must be enrolled in at least 9 total credits, at least 6 of which must be on campus. You may also enroll in 3 thesis credits to meet the graduate full-time enrollment requirement. Again, additional online classes are allowed for both undergraduate and graduate students, but they will not count towards your full-time enrollment requirement. There are a few exceptions to the full-time enrollment regulation. Summer semester is considered a vacation semester, which means you are not required to be enrolled full-time. You may be enrolled full-time, part-time, or not at all during the summer. However, if summer semester is your first semester at the University of Utah, you must be enrolled full-time and you can take the vacation semester next summer. Fall and spring semesters cannot be taken as vacation semesters. If you are unsure if you qualify for a summer vacation semester, please speak with an ISSS advisor.
Other exceptions to the full-time requirement can be granted in specific cases. ISSS provides options for a medical reduced course load, an academic reduced course load, and a last semester exception. You may apply for a medical reduced course load if you have an illness or other medical condition that may prevent you from taking full-time courses. An academic reduced course load is similar to a medical reduced course load. This exception may be given to students who are having significant difficulty adjusting to the English level used in their course or the American classroom environment in general. With ISSS approval, these two exceptions may mean that you can enroll in less than full-time credits for the approved semester. If you are considering a reduced course load, please read the policy guide on our website and meet with an ISSS advisor as soon as possible to learn more about the application process. There is also an exception to the full-time rule if it is your last semester before graduating with a University of Utah degree. We understand that you may only have 1 or 2 courses to finish before graduating, so you are not required to take unnecessary classes in your last semester just to reach full-time enrollment. You must submit an e-form to ISSS before your last semester to request approval to be enrolled below full-time.
Anytime you anticipate a change to your I-20 or DS 2019, you must notify ISSS in advance. Both undergraduate and graduate students have similar requirements when it comes to academic program updates. Let's first talk about last semester notifications. You must submit an e-form to let ISSS know that the upcoming semester will be your final semester before graduating with the University of Utah degree. This last semester notification e-form must be submitted at least 15 days before the beginning of your last semester. Additionally, you must notify ISSS if you need to extend the dates on your I-20 in order to have more time to complete your degree. Your intended major or degree program is also listed on your I-20 or DS 2019, which means you must notify ISSS if you decide to change to a different major or change your degree level. For example, a graduate student who changes from a master's program to a PhD program must notify ISSS prior to their first semester at their new degree level. All of these notifications can be submitted through e-forms in UAtlas on the ISSS website. Please remember that it is your responsibility to report any academic program changes to ISSS in a timely manner. Many students wonder if getting a bad grade in their class will negatively impact their visa. Let's discuss how academic grades can affect your immigration record. If your grade point average, or GPA, falls below a 2.0 for undergraduate students or a 3.0 for graduate students, this can result in a registration hold being placed on your account, academic warnings, probation, suspension, or even dismissal from the university. Each academic department may also have different GPA requirements, so make sure you know the GPA requirements for your department or major as well. Having a GPA that is too low can prevent you from enrolling in classes, which can cause you to be out of status. If you are unable to register for classes due to your academic performance, please notify ISSS in advance so we can help you find the appropriate resources to help you improve your grades. In-status grades are grades that count toward full-time enrollment. These grades are A, B, C, D, E, I meaning incomplete, CRNC meaning credit or no credit, and T meaning thesis or independent work in progress. If you receive any of these grades on your transcript, the credits associated with your classes you took to receive those grades will be counted toward your full-time enrollment. Now let's look at out-of-status grades, which do not count toward your full-time enrollment. If your transcript shows an EU, W, or V grade, the credits will not count towards immigration purposes. An EU grade indicates an unofficial withdrawal, which your professor may give you if they notice that you are not attending or participating in their class. A W grade indicates that you officially requested to withdraw or drop a class. If you withdraw from a class at any point in the semester, the credits from that class will not be counted toward your full-time enrollment. The V grade stands for an audit grade. Auditing a class means that you are not taking the class to receive a grade, but you are just observing the class for some other educational purpose. This grade also does not count toward full-time enrollment. If you receive an EU, W, or V grade and fall out of status as a result, please contact ISSS immediately. Ready for a quiz? Here is a simplified example of a student's transcript at the end of the semester. If this is an undergraduate student, do they have enough credits to be considered a full-time student? What about if they are a graduate student? You are correct if you said yes. The acceptable grades A, E, A, I, and credit no credit add up to 13 total credits, which satisfies the requirement for both undergraduate and graduate students. Let's look at another example. We know that the EU or unofficial withdrawal grade does not count toward full-time enrollment. Only the credits from 4 out of the 5 classes will be counted, which gives this student only 10 credits for the semester. Remember that undergraduate students must be enrolled at least 12 credits, and graduate students must be enrolled in at least 9 credits. We see that the grades on this transcript would be okay for a graduate student, but not for an undergraduate student. The undergraduate student would be considered under-enrolled and out of status. One more example. This transcript shows EU, V, and W grades. The credits from the acceptable grades only add up to 6 credits. In this case, both an undergraduate and graduate student would be under-enrolled and out of status. In general, we recommend enrolling in courses early in the semester and always attending your classes in order to avoid being under-enrolled or receiving out-of-status grades. We encourage you to meet with an ISSS advisor if you have any questions about how your grades or class schedule will affect your immigration record.
ISSS wants every international student to have a successful experience at the University of Utah. We make it easier to find that path to success by providing information and resources during International Student Orientation. Along with completing this video, all new students are required to attend a full day of International Student Orientation in order to fulfill the mandatory orientation requirements. New students must also submit all required information and documentation to ISSS within the specified time frame. You can find the upcoming orientation dates on the ISSS website. Failure to meet all of the orientation requirements can result in CVIS termination and a hold being placed on your student record. A hold prevents you from registering for classes and receiving your transcripts until you comply with the stated requirements. If you have questions about how to complete the orientation requirements, please contact ISSS or visit our website. These requirements for new students also apply to students who plan to return to the University of Utah after they have been unenrolled for 3 semesters or more. Some of the most common questions we get from students are related to employment. Before we get into the details of employment, let's remember that you are in the U.S. on a student visa, which means that your first priority is to be a student. All other opportunities, including employment, are secondary privileges of your visa status. However, there are options for students who would like to work while attending school. Resources for helping students find a job may be found on local job listings, on-campus postings, or at the University Career and Professional Development Center. Once you find a job opportunity, talk to an ISSS advisor about the immigration rules related to working while on a student visa. On-campus work is one of the more simple options for employment. Many international students work at the campus store, the library, or in other departments on campus. In order to work, you must get approval from ISSS before you start your job. You can request a work authorization letter by completing an e-form in UAtlas. During the fall and spring semesters, you are limited to working a maximum of 20 hours a week. During the summer semester and official school breaks, like spring break, fall break, or breaks between semesters, you can work up to 40 hours a week. There are also opportunities if you want to work off campus. Curricular Practical Training, or CPT, and Optional Practical Training, or OPT, are available for F1 visa students who have been enrolled at the University of Utah for at least 2 semesters. CPT allows you to work off campus while you are still a student at the university, which means that your job must be directly related to your academic program. For example, if you are an engineering student and you apply for CPT to work serving food at a restaurant, your CPT request will most likely be denied because serving food does not directly relate to your engineering coursework. The purpose of CPT is to allow you to gain skills and experience that will enhance what you are learning in your classes. OPT is available for students who have graduated with their degree and would like to remain in the U.S. to work for a set period of time. The typical time period you can work on OPT after you graduate is 1 year. Students who graduate with a degree in an approved STEM field, STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and math, may be eligible to work on STEM OPT for longer than 1 year. ISSS offers free CPT and OPT workshops each semester to teach you more about these opportunities. CPT and OPT workshop dates are posted on the ISSS website and in our office. J1 visa students can also apply for an academic training opportunity after 1 semester at the University of Utah. For more information on academic training, please make an appointment with an ISSS advisor who specializes in J1 visa policy. As we come to the end of this video, let's go over a few final reminders. While ISSS should be your main source of immigration information, there are hundreds of resources on campus that exist to help you be successful. The Student Success Advocates, Learning Success Center, Career Services, and Writing Center offer support with your homework and in-class learning experience. The Center for Student Wellness and the University Counseling Center may help many students increase their mental, emotional, and social wellness. Being an international student can be very challenging, but you don't have to go through this experience without any support. We highly encourage you to ask for help whenever you may need it. If you're not sure where to go for help, you can always come to ISSS and we will lead you to the appropriate resource. We have talked about a lot of information in this video, and we know you probably won't be able to remember every detail. Any questions you have about things that affect your immigration record, like transferring to another school or returning home for an extended period of time, should always be directed to ISSS. Even if you have questions or concerns about things that are not directly related to immigration, we are still happy to offer support and guidance to help you be successful as a student at the University of Utah. You must make an appointment in advance if you want to speak to an ISSS advisor. You can do so by calling or emailing our office with your name, student ID number, and a brief description of what you want to talk about. Advising times are usually very full, so please plan your appointments accordingly and come prepared to the meeting. Thanks for watching and have a great semester.